All right, everyone, quick instructional video. I am trying to respring my rear shock. So I have it out of the bike. This is a 2019 Zero DS. So I'm just going to show you real quick what you need to do to get a rear shock out of one of these. First, I took off the hugger fenders, just 4 bolts, 2 on each side. There is some, as you can see, some wiring and grounding attached on the right hand side. So take that off, just get it out of the way. You need that to access the lower shock mount there. Up top, first, obviously you have to take the seat off. Once you take the seat off, we have to take off this Y brace. I don't know what they call it. It's pretty simple. There's 2 screws in the back and there's 2 up front. The 2 up front are hidden by the tank. I didn't actually take all the plastics off. I have my tank bag just kind of rolled up and stuffed on the dashboard there. You do take these 2 3mm hex screws out of the tank, and then I took the one up from the front of the tank down there. That's my coax plug. But I took the one off down there. That allows the tank to move enough that I can lift it up. And you see those 2 studs there. That is where, and that grounding strap as well was, there we go. Anyway, that's on the front of the Y bracket. So you can just lift that up. Those were 10mm, just regular, hex bolts, or nut rather. That allows me to pull the Y bracket far enough out of the way to get to the upper shock mount, which is there in front of the controller. Now I have more wiring than you probably do because I have the DigiNow 3 charger in the belly pan setup plus a power tank. So this is about as many cables as you can have. I didn't actually unplug any of the cables or anything else. Literally, I just pulled the Y bracket up and out of the way. You could probably zip tie it if you needed to. The bolt is a 15mm and the nut is a 17mm, and you almost definitely need a ratcheting. This is what I used here, just a regular 17mm, and then I use this ratcheting box wrench there to get in there. It's extremely tight, but it is actually just barely doable. So I was able to get that top mount out, and the bottom was, I believe, the same. There's the left side of the bike has the bolt. It's a 15mm. The right side has the 17mm nut. At that point, there's another grounding strap. Can I see it? Up here, that's basically just zip tied to the shock, I believe, to discharge any static from the rear shock going up and down. Literally, it's zip tied, so you just have to cut a zip tie. That was it. Clearance wise, so I have a there's just some heat sinks. There's my belly pan DigiNow chargers. I just have a floor jack, a scissor lift, whatever you want to call it. And I just put my drill on the end there with a 22mm socket to turn it. In any case, you have to play with the height of it. You want to have the rear tire just barely touching the ground, or maybe even just raised up just a slight bit, until until the shock bolts come out. That'll really help getting the height. That's why you want something adjustable like that. So getting the height just right on that rear tire will loosen the shock. Once you have the shock bolts out, there's not enough room. The shock will just hit the rear tire. So at that point, I put the jack way up and let the swing arm drop with gravity, and the rest of the bike rose up. And then there was just barely enough. I didn't actually have to take the tire off. There's just enough room to slide the shock out. So that was it. I don't know. It took less than an hour to get it all out if you have the right tools. So there you go. Now I'm going to try to respring it.